This is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue. I am Ibrahim Abalde. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. The High Commissioner of the United Kingdom to the Gambia, David Belgrove, have issued a statement a day after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. The first phase of the multi-million-dollar UTG Faraba Banta Campus project appears to have registered significant progress, as work on 4 faculty buildings are 92% completed. A forum for civil society organizations on personal data protection and privacy was held to continue the conversation on establishing laws and institutions to ensure citizens' protections. Sama Cairo Federation and Partner Child Fund on Thursday presented over $4 million worth of school materials to school children to support their education. In international news, investigating magistrates have said there is no evidence that French troops were complicit in the crime against humanity during the 1994 Rwanda genocide. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. The High Commissioner of the United Kingdom to the Gambia, David Belgrove, on Friday issued a statement a day after the death of Queen Elizabeth II, describing her as a unifier and true servant of the people. Aliou Cisse reports.
He described the demise of the Queen as a great loss for the people of the United Kingdom and around the world. I mean, he described the Queen as someone who had united the people of UK across different generations, and this, he said, is a sad moment for the people of his country. Queen Elizabeth II, the UK's longest-serving monarch, died in Balmoral at the age of 96 after reigning for 70 years. Born in 1926, she came to the throne in 1952. In an emotional statement, High Commissioner David Belgrove remembers her as a source of inspiration and dignity, not just for the people of UK, but around the world.
For the people of the United Kingdom, she has been a constant, a source of inspiration and dignity throughout our lives, a thread that has united us across generations.
He joins millions around the world to celebrate the Queen's achievements and true devotion to the people she served. Among the many world leaders who have paid tribute to her includes President Adama Barrow of the Gambia, who in a post on his official Facebook page said, "I join the world in mourning the demise of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. We mourn her passing and honor her exemplary life of selflessness, tenacity, and dedication to service. On behalf of my government and the people of the Gambia, I extend my condolences to His Majesty King Charles III, the royal family, the people of the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and the world at large," end of quote.
We thank His Excellency President Barrow and all those here in the Gambia from all walks of life who have expressed their condolences on her passing. We thank them for their kind and heartfelt words.
UK will now enter a period of official mourning, which will hold until after Her Majesty's funeral. A condolence book will be available next week for signing, and the public will be updated through the High Commission's social media platforms. The crown has now passed to a new monarch, His Majesty King Charles III. Both the Queen and the new King have visited the Gambia, a member of the Commonwealth, with the new King doing so with his wife Camilla, who will be known as the Queen Consort, in 2018. High Commissioner Belgrove expects a strengthening relationship between Banjul and London under the new King. In the case of the Queen, she did so with her husband, the late Prince Philip, in 1957 and again at independence in 1965.
I expect the relationships to continue to be extremely close. We have a very long shared history. As you rightly mentioned, King Charles III, who was then the Prince of Wales, visited the Gambia just a few years ago. And I think that was a demonstration of the closeness between the Gambia and the United Kingdom, but between the Gambia and the royal family.
It is unclear when the Queen will be buried, although unofficial sources have suggested the 19th of September. The late Queen leaves an enduring legacy and memories, and many are mourning her passing around the globe. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Our heartfelt condolence to the people of Britain. Now, the first phase of the multi-million-dollar UTG Faraba Banta Campus project appears to have registered significant progress as work on 4 faculty buildings are 92% completed. The Higher Education Minister has reassured QTV that 2023 will be a moment of salvation for university students as the first phase will be inaugurated between January and February. Here is Mohamed Lamin Choi with the story.
The multi-million-dollar UTG campus, which is 46 kilometers from Banjul at Faraba Banta, is making smooth progress and appears close to completion. The project is divided into 2 phases and 2 lots. We visited the project site to be taken on a tour by the Deputy Resident Engineer and Consultant, Yamen Abes, who works for the Panorab Consulting Engineer Space.
Now, I say is 92%. 92% left only 8%. The 8% is only for the external paint and some roofing. Only that's and lighting for the street light. Otherwise, everything is finished, and you already see it in the inside.
The first phase of the project consists of the Schools of Arts and Sciences, Business and Public Administration, Education, School of Information Technology and Communication, Faculty of Law, Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, the Chancery Building, a library, and external works, including staff villas. Lot 1 of the first phase covers some of the most populated schools of the UTG, such as Schools of Arts and Sciences, Business and Public Administration, and ITC. Civil engineering work on these schools, plus external work on staff villas and roadway systems, parking and utilities, are at the finishing stage.
We have some problem in the WWTP, the water treatment plan. Maybe this you will missing. This is, but for the civil work for all building, we can finish in the end of October. All of them. Inshallah, you can finish all of them.
Since coming into office, the Higher Education Minister, with government support, has been uncompromising in insisting that Lot 1 of this project must be completed and delivered by the end of this year. The minister sends this reassuring message to the UTG and its staff about the project.
God willing, by the end of this year, the School of Arts and Sciences, School of Business and Public Administration, School of Education, School of ITC, and the library will be delivered. That's the instruction from His Excellency President Barrow. And we wrote 2 letters to the contractor. It cannot be business as usual. We are planning. That's our plan. We told them. And it cannot be derailed. End of January or early February, the President to inaugurate the first phase of Faraba for this building. So that immediately after, that is that second semester in February, the schools mentioned and the library to start operational. So the students and staff of the university of these schools that I have mentioned, the salvation, let me put it that way, is coming, and 2023 will be the year.
The first and second phase of the project cover almost 100 hectares, and by the second week of October, construction of an almost 6 kilometer, 2.5 meter perimeter wall is expected to commence. Bidding for the delivery of furniture and lab equipment is ongoing. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
In an increasingly digitalized world, there must be a greater emphasis on protecting citizens online. A forum for civil society organizations on personal data protection and privacy was held to continue the conversation on putting the necessary laws and institutions in place to ensure citizens' protection. Jena Wasonko reports.
The forum brought together a diverse range of digital rights stakeholders, including civil society, the government, the media, academia, and the National Assembly, to help in the process of building a national consensus. Data privacy and data protection are similar but different, as data privacy relates to who has access to data, while data protection provides tools and policies to restrict access to the data. Part of the main highlights of the forum was to review Give One Project's position paper on the draft data protection and privacy bill. Aliou Sow, the executive director of Give One Project, suggests that to improve or change the current lack of understanding of data protection, the education system should be looked into.
You know, like the bigger thing, like I always advocate for, we need to start having cybersecurity training within the school system. Like from an early age, kids need to be exposed to some of these like tools and knowledge, because you cannot wait until you're a journalist, you try to do some basic password encryption. These are things that we should be able to do at an early age. So I think the Ministry of Education with the government should work on like having this within our school system. Cybersecurity and digital rights is very important, because everything that we used to do offline is being transferred online. And now this digital evolution, things are going very fast. Every day there are new apps, there are new tools. People are learning, hackers and other people are next level to the daily users.
The Gambia has laws restricting digital rights and freedoms, but has failed to put in place needed legal guarantees for digital rights and personal data protection and privacy, in line with its obligation under international law. Yahya Toure, a lawyer and data protection activist, urges the National Assembly to pass the draft Privacy and Data Protection Bill into law.
I think they're taking it a step at a time. I know that the Ministry of Communication has a draft or a strategy on data protection and privacy, and they've now drafted the data protection bill. But the thing is, it's taking a while, because this draft we've been working on it for 2 years now, and we're hoping that it would be passed this year. We're hoping that the government or the ministry works with the Parliament and other stakeholders to ensure that the legislation is in place, because you cannot really protect people and people cannot really exercise their rights 100% if you do not have legislative framework or a structure in place wherein they can rely on.
Participant Ismaila Jawara says he is not happy about how government and corporate entities collect, process and share personal data without regards to the fundamental rights of data subjects.
I mean, the way forward, as we actually reiterate over there, is that, you know, we need to actually start taking data privacy and cybersecurity very, very serious, which overly from here, I mean, we've seen that. But from the side of government, we actually want to, you know, emphasize that government should start putting more interest into this, because, I mean, the cybercrime bill, you know, the data protection bill has been there, you know, for about 2-3 years now.
Give One Project is a global organization that aims to engage youth as leaders in creating and building strong and healthy communities. Data protection and privacy have been among its key areas of focus since its establishment. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Bosonko.
That story there by Jenna Bosonko will take us to our first commercial break. When we return, we have local, international and news stories. We'll be back.
Welcome to US Embassy Gambia Today, a podcast brought to you by US Embassy Banjul. This weekly podcast will feature leaders and our partners in the Gambia. Join us every Wednesday as we broadcast these informative episodes from our American Corner studio at Africell in Bundung. We are on Spotify, Google, SoundCloud and Apple Podcast. You can also follow the program on our Facebook and Twitter pages at US Embassy Banjul. US Embassy Gambia Today, bringing the Gambia and the United States closer.
COVID-19 is real. Get vaccinated against COVID-19. The vaccine is safe and effective. The vaccine is readily available in any health facility, free of charge. Currently, there are 3 different types of vaccines, namely Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer and Sinopharm. Hand washing with soap, when done correctly, is critical in the fight against COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently, including every time you enter the home or office. Avoid shaking hands with other people. After you cough or sneeze and before you eat, use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand rub. Clean frequently touched surfaces, frequently with chlorine or alcohol solution. Remember, no one is safe until we are all safe. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and the Gambia Country Coordinating Mechanism with funding from the Global Fund to fight AIDS, TB and malaria. For more information, please call our toll-free number 1025.
Welcome back. Sama Cairo Federation and partner Child Fund on Thursday presented over $4 million worth of school materials to 5,000 school children at lower and upper basic school to support their education needs. Ajibintu Drame reports.
As schools prepare to resume, Sama Cairo, with funding from Child Fund the Gambia, donated school materials worth $4,040,000 to pupils at lower and upper basic school. The materials presented are 2,000 school bags, 60,000 exercise books and 206,000 textbooks. The aim is to remove the burden from their parents of purchasing these items and to encourage the children to work harder and achieve good results. Sunkaru Jata, manager of Sama Cairo Federation, says the textbooks are to support the operations of the community libraries and study classes to enhance children's performances.
Following evidence that education standards are steadily declining in the Gambia, the Federation felt the need to put some effort in the strive by the government of the Gambia to restore the lost standards, as the government cannot do it alone. By way of supporting this cause, Sama Cairo, for a start, is establishing community libraries in 3 different identified communities this year, and also supporting 4 selected lower basic schools to conduct 2 two-hourly study classes weekly with specific focus on literacy and numeracy.
Musukuta Koma, country director of Child Fund the Gambia, says Child Fund is committed to improving literacy and numeracy skills of children. She encourages parents and caregivers to play an integral role in their children's education, even outside the classroom.
Once we design and establish the community libraries, we are going to equip them with learning materials. And I'm encouraging parents to allow their children to visit these educational centers that we call community libraries. And for the children, we'll make sure that we work with community structures significantly to involve the VDC to ensure that whenever children are in these centers, they are not there just to waste time, but they are there to acquire some additional knowledge or improve on their skills.
Lamin Fatajo, Director, Regional Education Directorate 2, says education must be everyone's business, as the future of the country lies in the hands of these children. He thanked both partners for their goodwill and support.
I am proud of this federation because they prioritize their interventions. Prioritize in the sense that they look at the situation and respond to the needs of the situation. Today, if these books are not provided to these kids, if they are not given school bags, I cannot imagine what effect would that have on their education.
Fatu Kamara, a beneficiary parent, thanks Sama Cairo Federation for their immense and continuous support.
Because every year,
during this time of the year, I would normally go to the market to buy bags and books for my children, but sometimes they are not privileged to have bags, so they have to use plastic bags to put their books, which makes them unhappy. Sometimes when they see their friends with new bags, they get jealous. If you don't have money, you can buy them, so I thank Sama Cairo for giving us these materials. Sama Cairo is a local partner to Child Fund the Gambia, whose main goal is the development of school children and their families, particularly in Kombo East and Central. The federation is centered on child protection, sexual and reproductive health, youth engagement, economic empowerment initiatives, education and skills. Ajibintu Drame, QTV News.
From that story now we'll shift our attention to some international news. Investigating magistrates have said there is no evidence that French troops were complicit of the crimes against humanity during the 1994 Rwanda genocide. Ajibintu Drame reports again.
Survivors of the June 1994 slaughter in the hills of Basesero in western Rwanda had accused French troops of deliberately abandoning them to Hutu extremists, who murdered an estimated 50,000 people in the area, which was deemed a haven of Tutsi resistance. French prosecutors opened a criminal investigation into possible complicity in crimes against humanity in December 2005, following complaints filed by survivors and human rights groups. France, which had close ties to the ethnically Hutu government in power at that time, deployed thousands of troops in an UN-backed peacekeeping mission in the country during the genocide. A report in French, compiled by historians, concluded that Paris bore serious and overwhelming responsibilities over the slaughter of around 800,000 people, mainly minority ethnic Tutsis. Investigators had not established the direct participation of French forces in exactions committed in the refugee camps, nor complicity through aid or assistance of genocidal forces, nor complicity by abstention, said a statement from the Paris prosecutor Laure Bakou. Last year, during a visit to Rwanda, French President Emmanuel Macron admitted French responsibility for the genocide, saying France did not listen to those who warned about the impending massacre in Rwanda and stood by a de facto genocidal regime. However, France was not an accomplice to the genocide, Macron added. An independent commission of historians had also absolved France of direct complicity, but blamed it for failing to foresee the slaughter. The claims against France soured relations between it and Rwanda and was said to have contributed to Rwanda opting to join the British Commonwealth in 2009 and adopting English as an official language. Ajibinto Drame, QTV News.
Before we end this bulletin, here is a recap of the news headlines. The High Commissioner of the United Kingdom to the Gambia, David Belgroup, have issued a statement a day after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. The first phase of the multi-million-dollar UTG Faraba Banta Campus project appears to have registered significant progress as work on 4 faculty buildings are 95% completed. A forum for civil society organizations on personal data protection and privacy was held to continue the conversation on establishing laws and institutions to ensure citizens' protection. Sama Cairo Federation and Partner Child Fund on Thursday presented over $4 million worth of materials to school children to support their education. In international news, investigating magistrates have said there is no evidence that French troops were complicit in the crime against humanity during the 1994 Rwanda genocide. That's all we have for you in this edition. Join us at 10 o'clock